Welcome to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. You know, this is where we have this unique space. We have this conversation, you and I, and listen, we just do what we do. Amen. Where inspiration seamlessly blends with revelation. Why? To empower you on your journey and encourage you. Right here, y'all know how we do. We don't just keep you informed. We want you to be transformed in your perspective. We want you to dive in attentively to these riveting stories of individuals who've triumphed over adversity. We want you to learn from those who've persevered against all odds and absorb the invaluable lessons on using their voice to ignite change. Listen, they didn't get bitter, they got better because of their own resilience. So, our show isn't just about the stories, it's about their life and it's about your life because we want you to have a call to action. We believe everyone has a purpose, a unique calling that makes them indispensable to the world. So, join us today as we explore these pathways, uncover hidden potentials, and inspire you to embrace your destiny. You know, this is more than a show, it's a movement. And we want you to know that we always bring you the best. We bring you the best stories. We bring you the best leaders and strategies and tactical insights to help you. And then, of course, you always have one that will just knock you off your chair. And that's what we have today. Our special guest, Lieutenant. She's retired as a Lieutenant Sidra Sherrod Strong, affectionately known as CeeCee Strong. Come on now. Over 30 years with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. She is a veteran, believe that. She's a child of God, a wife, a mother, an Army veteran. Y'all don't hear me, cosmopologist. Look, what else can she do? All right. She's multi-talented, multi-gifted. She's master degree. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Smart, okay? Summa cum laude. That's what I'm talking about. With degrees in both law enforcement and public safety leadership and business administration. So not only can she go out there and flip you down, she can come back and do the paperwork on you, lock you up, but you ain't getting out. All right, praise the Lord. She was a drill instructor. All right. She did thousands of law enforcement recruits before promoting them through the ranks to lieutenant. She has been featured on national television twice for 2 seasons, each of which is the Academy show The Drill Begins Again and I Crime with Elizabeth Vargas. Y'all know listen, y'all might as well just get to know who she is. Sit yourself down, get you some popcorn, and get ready, right? Because following a grudge from 2004, where racist statements were made by her supervisor, who would later become the 33rd sheriff. Wow. A prominent and stellar career, and her husband's run for sheriff. She was targeted in a fabricated internal affairs investigation. She spoke out immediately with truth, and guess what? She had the receipts, something unexpected like that of a unicorn, never one to be deterred. Y'all know what CeeCee did. Lieutenant Strong focused on resilience, completing the master's degree, opening a faith-based clothing line. That's what you do. When somebody come against you, you just get better, all right? You just do good and listen, you live like crazy. She was featured, as I told you, on those 2 shows, I Crime, and I want you to know CeeCee is on a mission to make it right for everybody. She wants you to know, listen, if you go through this, let me tell you how I came out of it. And she's on a mission to the sinking ship that plagues people with the disease of giving in and giving up. Mad resilience is the key. Would y'all please help me welcome also, I have to say this, her birthday, February the 4th, Rosa Parks' birthday, civil rights icon. I think CeeCee's on her way to be the next icon. Don't y'all? Welcome the one and only CeeCee Strong, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Leading from the Future. We're so glad to have you up in here. Yes, you got something to say. God has called you, anointed you, and appointed you. You know, it's always one thing. Either a woman is pretty, Hey man, but she ain't got no sense. Or she got some sense, she laugh, but she ain't pretty. Or you know what I'm saying? She might have some sense and might be pretty, but she ain't they call her the dumb blonde. You got everything, all right. You got the whole package, you got it all. You're smart, you're pretty, you got it going, you're a fighter, you don't quit, you don't give in. Listen, I mean, I don't know how you became that, but let's tell the people who you are. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thank you so much, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon. I almost choked up, and I was like, "Who is that lady he's talking about? Like, where is she? Where's she at?"
Who that?
Thank you so much for having me. Well, first and foremost, I am a child of God, and I could stop right there, and I'd be okay.
Yes, you would.
I've never been one hung up on titles, but at a very young age, I joined Girl Scouts, actually. And I have lived a life of service since the age of 5. I know that sounds crazy, but I was a Girl Scout all the way through up to high school, joined the military at 17 on a dare. I know
On
that's
a dare.
crazy, on a dare.
Wow.
And then I ended up transitioning into going to cosmetology school, became licensed, and thereafter I joined the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department while I was doing reserve in the military, and I kind of just weaned out and into uh, the academy. Graduated, worked the assignments of basically custody, courts, patrol, promoted to the rank of senior deputy, basically a training officer. And I was on the campus training other law enforcement recruits for about 5 years before promoting to sergeant and then to lieutenant. So my life has been rich in service and it's not over, even with the challenges that I face.
Wow, that is so powerful. Tell us who your parents are and where did you grow up?
My parents are no longer living, but they are
Hmm.
in my heart, and I'm
Amen.
going to see them again in heaven. Mr. Samuel Sherrod Jr., I will start with my dad,
All right.
Navy veteran who literally served his family well. Grew up like my mother, Etna Sherrod, in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where they hail from. And all of my family's from the South, but I was born here in California. So
Wow. That
Compton,
is awesome.
California, the
Ah,
CPT. So I'm gonna
what you
shout
say?
that out because everybody's putting it on t-shirts now and saying straight outta everything
Ah,
else, but
that's
I
right.
am straight from Compton, California. Proud of that and not ashamed. There's a lot of good things that come from that city, but you don't hear about them. So
Yeah.
I am one of them and shouting out those who are. I grew up in Compton. We were like the Brady Bunch. There were 3 boys, 3 girls, and there are 4 of us remaining. Unfortunately, 2 of my brothers have passed on, unexpected tragedy, but I am still here and I am doing the Lord's work and making mom and dad up there, making them proud of me.
Absolutely. That is so powerful. Now, you talked about a dare in the sheriff department on a dare. Let's talk about that dare. What that dare took you, got you in, and you had 30 years of with that. So let's talk about that dare. What was the dare about? And that you got in, and then once you got in, you stayed in.
Yeah, well, actually, the dare was military. I was
Oh,
in high school and a young guy, they were doing recruitment booths. And a guy says, I don't even know why you're stopping at this table. You wouldn't sign up for being in the military. Girls don't go in the military. I was like, watch me. And
ah,
I did. However, you might remember this, and speaking about it, was my dad actually asked me to fill out a card to become a sheriff. And I
wow.
told him, no, dad. He was like, the recruiter is a friend of mine and she's a really nice person. Just fill out the card. And I put the application when I got it, I put it aside. I didn't
Mm.
even do anything with it. And then I filled it out, sent it in. And when it was a day before, literally, I was supposed to be there for the next step, I found the packet, ended up packing a bag with everything they said to bring with you. And I took the test. And 30 years later, here I am.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, I'm sure with the sheriff department, did you have to work inside like with jails and all of that and too, or no?
Yes, my first
Oh,
assignment was at Sybil Brand, which is no longer open other than in logistics. But
Okay.
the Civil Brand Institute, the jail that was up on the hill, as they would say, the women's
Mhm.
jail was my first assignment. And thereafter, I rolled into working another facility. I went to the court system for a
Oh,
brief time and then went to patrol before becoming a drill instructor and then sergeant and lieutenant.
well, I'm sure you've seen a lot. I'm sure you've witnessed a lot. What is two, let's just pick two or three for you, the greatest lessons law enforcement, taught you?
I'm going to go with the first thing that pinged in my brain when you said that was the lesson of realizing that even though you're embraced,
Mm-hmm.
you're not quite embraced.
Ah, break that
So
down.
you are in the uniform, people love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love being able to point to your good side. And luckily, I had a very public presence in the uniform. So I had the pats on the back and the cheers because of the uniform.
I
But
got
I don't think that I was fully embraced because of, quite honestly and quite frankly, Dr. Shannon, my race and my gender.
you. Mm-hmm.
There is an expectation for me to be twice as good, 3 times as good, 4 times, 5, we can keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And my wins and successes and my intellect is a threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's what comes to me is basically there was always a, "Hey, here's an idea. We could try this." And it wasn't a good idea until it went around the conference table and a man said it,
I
and then
see.
it was important.
Wow. How did you deal with that and do it successfully, right? Without getting bitter and without quitting?
I would write down things and document and journal. So it would look like, "Oh, okay, no problem." And I blink. And so I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. I sit, I don't do pasted smiles well, so I'm contemplating and
Mhm.
I blink and I'm thinking and okay, I'll consider what you're talking
Mhm.
about.
I
And
like
it
it.
gave me a time to breathe and
Mhm.
then to pause, pray, and then proceed.
Ooh, that's good. That's
Mhm,
very, very good. Pause, think, then proceed. Wow. That's some strategy right there.
mhm,
That's pretty, especially in a male dominated arena.
mhm.
And you had to do it and you did it successfully. Now, when you begin to get promoted and start moving up, what leadership skills from your time in law enforcement have you carried, even into your business and coaching?
I think the awareness of, just being present in the moment of where I am.
Okay.
People get distracted a lot of times. They're on their phones, they are doing everything else, and I'm the one looking around. My head's on a swivel, and
Right.
I don't sit with my back to a door in a restaurant ever. And my
Okay.
husband and I fight because he's also a law enforcement officer.
Right.
So
So he's like,
we
I'm
don't,
sitting over.
hey, we're sitting on the same side, is
Right.
basically what it ends
Checking it
up
out.
being. But I think those skills didn't come just from the law enforcement aspect, but serving in the military and quite honestly, my dad and my brothers.
Mm,
They did not want their baby sister and my other sisters, they didn't want us being out there just clueless. They
okay.
wanted us to, they toughened us up. Like,
Mhm,
here, put your fist up. I'm
mhm.
gonna show you how to throw a punch. And I think along those lines, from growing up to the military to law enforcement, all of it came together to give me that strength and that motivation. And from the law enforcement aspect, it was the will to survive because the whole point was hammered into me from day one in the academy. You go home at the end of the shift, you
Mm,
make sure that you have a will to survive. And I believe that that should be for everybody involved in that situation because
yes.
I'm not your judge nor your jury. I have
Mhm.
one duty and one component of this, and it shouldn't carry beyond that.
Wow. Well, listen, everybody, this is a good time to take a break. You're listening to Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon, and I have a wonderful, outstanding guest, CeeCee Strong, a retired lieutenant with the Sheriff's Department. And boy, we just get into the story. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Leaders don't wait for change, they create it. Champions don't walk alone, they stand together in faith. In this great collaboration, this is your invitation to the Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions, a gathering of visionaries, believers, and world changers. Where? I'm telling you, 32747 Grand Traverse, August 30th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. It will be a morning of revelation, restoration, and renewed strength. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They'll mount up with wings as eagles." You know it's your time to soar. I need you to come expecting divine encounters, prophetic impartation, kingdom connections that will shift your life forever. Don't miss this moment with destiny, because when leaders pray, heavens move. I want to see you there. Click now on the link. This is Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon signing out. I'll see you in the place.
Hi, I'm CeeCee Strong, and you are watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.
Elevate your mindset with Radiant Achievers, illuminating radiance and influence. An anthology curated by Dr. Jacqueline Mohair. Immerse yourself in stories that promise not just inspiration, but tangible takeaways from contributors like Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Gain insights from individuals who've excelled in business and left a lasting impact in their communities. This anthology isn't just about success stories. It's a guide to wisdom and practical strategies for your own journey. Radiant Achievers brings together diverse voices, including the faith-filled perspective of Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon, creating a powerful narrative of empowerment. Are you ready to transform your perspective? Order Radiant Achievers by reaching out to us, or order your copy on Amazon now. Let the stories within, enriched by Dr. Shannon's insights, ignite your passion for business, community, and the actionable steps towards your own radiant success. Illuminate your path to greatness today. Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right, listen, thank you so much for tuning back in with us. Listen, I want you to know that CeeCee Strong has a story, 30 years in the law enforcement, but something happened, a twist. It took a twist. But before we get to that, let's ask this question. How did you handle pressure and decision making in life or death situations?
I think the same rule apply. I just had to be a little quicker with it. The
Okay.
pause, the pray, and then proceed. Unless it was an emergent type of situation, everything you can take a slight breath and get your mind right is what I call it.
Okay.
um, you're in some pretty dangerous situations, and at any moment things could change, no matter how much you prepare for them.
Mm.
But I have learned over time, and my mentor actually tells me this: a prepared person is better than a prepared message or incident.
Oh, that's
And
good.
that is heavy.
That's
Those are
very
heavy
good.
words. Israel Duran, shout out to him
Hmm.
for that. But now that all made sense. I hadn't heard that term before. So
Hmm.
how I navigated that is I made sure that I stayed prepared. I stayed in shape. Back
Hmm.
then, Dr. Pastor, I'm working on it right now. I stayed in good shape. I made sure that because I'm smaller, the same things that I'm now training other people on with communication.
Okay.
We want to grab everything that's on our gun belt first, and
Yep.
we haven't given it an opportunity to escalate.
Mm.
If you'll allow me, I have a philosophy of a 0 to 10. So
Okay.
let's say you're at 0 and I'm calmly talking to you.
Hmm.
If I then all of a sudden draw my gun and say, if you open your mouth one more time, I'm going to shoot you. What
Hmm.
happens? You may not say a word, but what if you
Right.
open your mouth just like
Mm.
a fish and then close it? It's
Right.
almost a taunting of, well, you told me if I open my mouth, what were you going to do? And if
Absolutely.
I'm not ready to go fully through that, then that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Sadly enough, that's what plagues our departments. The
Mm.
fear that a lot of people carry has them do things in reactionary mode. Is like, I'm going to take myself and be safe no matter what. But they
Abs-
overstep their bounds. We get
mm.
excessive force, we get the negative headlines, we get everything because that officer decided not to use this,
Mm.
even if not this, even
Mhm.
if not the heart. You at
Mhm.
least didn't think to use your mouth and your speech and your communication. So that level 0 and then giving yourself that wiggle room.
Yeah,
We are not to use force unless the action dictates it. So in
oh,
actuality, your actions dictate whether I can do anything at all.
I see.
And I don't think people understand that wearing the uniform, and it's unfortunately getting worse.
So then, what then misconceptions do you believe people have about law enforcement or being a sheriff for that matter? And how did you defy them?
I'm glad, honestly, that you asked me that question because I was thinking about this today,
Mhm.
especially growing up from where I grew up, the
Yeah.
Popo 50.
Hmm.
I don't have anything to do with that. And even me, when my dad was telling me to fill that card out that day.
Okay.
But it has allowed us to be decreased in uniform, in number.
Okay.
And I have this thing because we talk a lot about people of color, and it is inclusive. We are the most inclusive race on the planet. Let me just
Yeah.
shout out to us being so inclusive because we are. We are
Mhm.
feared, but we are very much inclusive of everything. But the numbers of Black law enforcement officers within the sheriff's department dropped drastically right around this time that I dealt with what I dealt with.
Ah.
And because we had that thinking of 50 popo, don't want to be involved with it, we're being weeded out
Mm.
and we are doing it and accepting it. Whereas I'm telling these college students, the people that are not quite sure and they can't spout out, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer,
Mm.
I don't know what I want to do. Some of the best decisions with me joining the military and law enforcement.
Absolutely.
And getting in and being part of the problem means you're going to probably, like everything else, have to work a little bit more
Mhm.
because your voice is not going to be accepted. But one thing that sustained me was the ability to learn the job. See, instead of I'm not shirking and jiving with you. I'm on a mission. I got to
Mm.
go learn because I know that I got to be twice as good, but it allowed and netted me some serious successes.
Wow, that is so powerful. And then, let's go this one. Let's see, what memorable story, yeah, that shaped your values or leadership style during your time on the force? And then I think that could lead us into what happened.
Um, a memorable one. Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah,
I think the thing that popped in my head was being selected as a drill instructor.
okay.
I had only been on campus for one class, literally. So I'm thinking that they would have me on campus for a few classes to see what I was about first. And I had only been there for one class and was selected for the television show, The Academy Show. And
Wow.
I think watching myself on television and being able to critique myself and really honestly being proud of me. a little bitty
Mhm.
waist, about 21 inches back then. And so being proud of that and the ability to call cadence. So I would sing and call cadence for the recruits.
Give us an
And
example.
I'll give an example now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Up in the morning with the rising. No, no.
Let me see. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
Lord, I want you to know.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa. And now,
Whoa.
I'm much older now, Dr. And I've
And
been
you had to
sipping
do that
on
for him.
water. I've been sipping on my water all day, so you got me at a crackly voice, but the cadence was what I love because it was unifying. It was soulful for me. It
Yeah,
was my grandmother sitting on the bench next to me, where
I
she had a
love it.
bell under my dress, so that if I moved, that sound would jingle, and she
Yeah.
would know. And so when you ask me about what did I learn, my grandmother taught me more than anything. But I think that was memorable because I felt like I was able to, no one's out there with me when I'm marching in a class for
That's
graduation
right.
and I'm calling cadence. So it's just me, and I could close or walk through that door. And in that moment, I'm looking at people that came before me
Mm,
who made a difference. And
yes.
then it makes all of the difficult stuff a little easier to take.
Yeah. Now you had almost 30, well, 30 years, but yet, and you were doing so well, getting promoted. You're training recruits, and then all of a sudden you ran into something that was just unbelievable. Let's talk about that story.
It was out of the blue. My husband, Eric Strong, ran for sheriff on the last ballot.
Okay.
And if anyone followed any of that at all, there was controversy from the beginning
Mm,
because the sitting incumbent sheriff at the time, the 33rd, as I call that number, he had been our sergeant about 15 years prior to him running.
mm,
And I was standing in the copy machine room one day, and his office was kind of at a diagonal away from where that copy machine room was. He was on a phone. I don't know to this day whether he was talking about me or someone else, but on the
sure.
phone, he made the statement, "She's Black. How could anyone think she's smarter than me?"
Mm,
Now, you can imagine you're a young deputy, this is your
right.
supervisor. And he then hangs up the phone. And as he's walking past the copy machine room, I think he realized, oh, shoot, I'm not alone in the building. She's not
Mm,
gone. She hadn't left yet. So there's this stare down, if you will. And I'm young. I'm like, ooh. And I ended up talking to a commander about it about a
mhm,
week later. And from there, I think that he was trying to jump on and hurry up and get ahead of what could happen.
I
And
see.
so he wrote a memo about my then partner. This is a good time to pause and say my husband was my partner back then.
Ah, okay. Oh,
Yes. So that's another story for another day. but but the sheriff actually wrote a memo, and he was sergeant back then. And in the memo, he is slamming my husband and I.
wow.
We were horrible employees, and he had like these 6 or 7 bullets of things that we had supposedly done wrong.
Mm,
Ironically, that would be similar to what would happen all these years later.
yeah.
But when I took that and reported it, and the lieutenant basically said, "Oh no, we already handled that. Here's a copy of the email exchange."
Mm,
And I was able to see that the lieutenant and the captain came to our defense. Well, you can imagine he's upset.
yes.
I said they were horrible employees, and now my supervisors are telling me to pound sand, in essence,
Mm,
because we had brought 9 programs to a unit that only had 3.
wow.
We were writing grants, we were making a difference in the community, and he just wasn't interested in doing that.
Mm,
Especially for community members that look like me,
right.
just keeping it real. And, his
Yeah.
statements
Yeah.
let me know that. Well, when he left some documents on the copy machine, a well-wisher who will remain nameless,
Right. Right.
not my husband, but a well-wisher came to my office and said, "You need to go make some copies." And he didn't have to say much because the expression on his face, I remember looking up at him and I'm like, "I don't need to make." "Oh, no, yeah, I do. Let me go make some
Right.
copies."
Right.
And I take these documents after mine come out, I scoop them all up, I take them home, and I read this memo. And that's how all of that started. Well,
Wow.
about 4 months after that, we take 4 children on a plane to Florida, all the way to Florida, for a Police Activities League conference where they were going to receive awards. Well, this sergeant turned sheriff calls ahead and cancels
Oh, wow.
our registration. So we are in Florida with 4 children with no place to stay.
Wow.
And he did it vindictively.
Wow.
And so when we came back, needless to say, my husband had some choice words
Yes.
when he called him. And the lieutenant called and basically asked my husband, he's like, he's claiming that you threatened him. He says, no, I think it's best in his best interest that he not be back at that same unit when we get back. He said, you don't leave me out with people's children. Like you're
Right.
mad at us or mad at me or my wife because well, I wasn't wife back then, but
Right.
my partner, she heard you say these foul things. You leave something on the copy machine room, you get in trouble about it, and then you cancel a trip for children.
Wow.
And so the lieutenant then said, no, we understand, because he already knew the
Mhm.
memo had already been written and it was full of lies.
Wow.
So bringing it in a little faster, a little sooner.
Let's pause
my
right
husband-
there. Let's get the
Yes.
people on their toes. They're like,
Oh.
I said, yep, I'm going to pause you right there. We're going to take a break, but we want you to check CeeCee Strong out. All right, right now.
Here at the Victory Church, we are a teaching church, and who better to learn from than our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. He's written a book entitled Live Generously. That's right, if you are ready to embrace biblical principles about money and to learn about God's financial management and even about the joys of trusting God through giving, it's time for you to live generously. Get this book today. Purchase it for $20 here at the church, or you can purchase it in ebook form on our website for $14.99. That's right. Go ahead and visit our website, thevictorychurchint.org. You want to get this book if you are ready to go to another level and embrace God's biblical principles about money. Are you unshakable? We know you can't stop the storms of life, but you can discover how to be unshakable. If you're ready to learn how to overcome family challenges, illness, financial stress, and more, you need this book, Unshakable, written by Nelson Searcy. And the foreword was written by our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Get this book, Unshakable, today for only $20 at the church. And you can also email us at tvci.executiveoffice@gmail.com. Get Unshakable today. It is God's desire that you overcome obstacles, even in less than optimum circumstances. Get these books today to live your best life. And here at the Victory Church, as we say, success is the only option.
Introducing to you Leaders Live Generously Academy, a coaching program designed just for you, with yours truly, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. That's right. Listen, I want you to understand that Leaders Live Generously Academy is where ambition meets purpose and success is redefined. Imagine a place where you don't have to choose between making a meaningful impact and achieving financial prosperity, where your pursuit of success harmonizes perfectly with your values of family and faith. At our academy, we understand that true leadership is about living generously, leading with integrity, and creating a legacy that transcends financial achievements. Under the guidance and the coaching of Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, I am a renowned expert in leadership with over 30 years of experience. Listen, not only do we teach you leadership, we teach you personal development. You'll discover your unique purpose. Learn to maintain balance in all aspects of your life. And I want you to unlock strategies for wealth creation. Why don't you join me and let me help you transform your vision of success, lead with generosity, and live a life filled with purpose. I want you to start your journey today at Leaders Live Generously Academy. It's the coaching program designed for you. It's where we teach you to lead, to love, to give. It's transformative leadership because the best leaders are those who live generously. Come join the Academy, and your coaching program starts right now.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right, we're back. I hope you enjoyed that. See, she's a star already. All right, because she don't play. All right, she just slay. Now she was getting into the story. As you can see, she's building up. All right, and you've already saw some trickery go down, and now guess what? Her partner handles it. Now she's back. Now what happened?
So we're in Florida, no place to stay. My partner then actually contacts the lieutenant, and he gets us back on track with registration. When we returned back to the unit, the 33rd sheriff, who was sergeant then, was transferred. We call it a midnight transfer because usually the person's told, you're not working here anymore. You're going to be sent over there. You can imagine what this man is feeling. The following year, he comes after us again and claims that we failed to report a force incident. And we had documentation showing we had not only notified him, but 2 lieutenants and 3 other sergeants.
Okay.
So again, there was a failed attempt.
Wow.
2 years after that, I was on campus filming the Academy show, and he won a lawsuit that had something to do with something completely irrelevant to us. It wasn't anything connected to my partner and I. But in 2007, I was filming the Academy show, and he won a lawsuit and wanted to come to the training bureau where I was working.
Okay.
I requested to be transferred. I can't
Mm,
work with the guy. He lied on me before. What's to stop him when he's made several attempts? Because I was filming and because the captain told me, no, we love your work here. You don't need to transfer. They negotiated with him to go somewhere else.
okay.
He ended up on campus in training, but not with the training bureau, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that series of attempts didn't stop there. It kept going. He becomes sheriff in 2018.
Mm.
I noticed a shift and I had total 7 different supervisors within a 2-year period under his first 2 years. And what I think he was doing was shopping for the perfect puppet to enact his revenge.
I see. Against you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband, I always say it like this because I have to wave my head as I say he had the unmitigated gall to run for sheriff, which he had every right to do. And when I tell you, Dr. Shannon, this man is a cop. He
For
should have
real.
an action figure
Wow.
designed after him. Because from the admin side to the youth side to the street to the narcotics to gangs to everything possible, he has made sure he immersed himself in it to
Wow.
be good at his craft.
Okay.
And he could turn this city, this whole county around,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. But he ran for sheriff, and the 33rd sheriff did not like it because here these two come again. I can't publicly go after him, which he did actually, because on KCAL 9, he made the statement that my husband failed to respond to a shooting. And it was
Oh, wow.
hilarious, I have to say, that Eric's return was that I've run toward gunfire more than you've heard or
Absolutely.
you've experienced. And so now he's running for sheriff and I can't go after him. So that one that heard that statement, though, I can still get her. So
Ah.
one day I was marched into an office by my commander, and she was my direct report at the time, and told that I was being placed under investigation and transferred.
What?
No paperwork, no full explanation of why. And
Mm,
over a series of 3 weeks before they got the paperwork in together, they
okay.
compiled these anonymous complaints, supposedly from all these different people coming forward. And the case culminated in them finding me as a founded investigation that I deserved discipline, and they gave me 2 days.
Mm,
Now, their claims of me being a bully from Compton, see
mm-hmm.
the theme, because that's something that may be believable for those who don't know about
Right.
Compton and the good that comes from it.
Mm,
Making me out to be a bully, mistreating people with disabilities. One guy claimed I assaulted him. It was a claim he had already made and was found to be false. And he
right.
only made it because he had been exposed for sitting on the desk without a medical note.
Ah.
That's a whole nother story in itself. But close to 20 some odd people were involved in putting this case together.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yes, and to this day, I know of 13 who are no longer with the department. So that's an interesting take.
Yes, it is.
By God's complete grace, and I give him all the glory for it, the
Mm-hmm.
ability to teach me how to document and to be that whisper on my shoulder at every step in my career. By God's grace, I just this past Monday found out that I won my arbitration.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. So that is the
How
internal
long has
process.
that been? 2 years or a year? How long?
It's been 3 years,
3 years.
6 months, 14 days, but we're not counting, Dr. Pastor. We're not counting. It has been a long ride and it's not over. That's the
Wow.
internal process, but I filed a lawsuit immediately at the end of 2021.
Oh, good.
So that is still being kind of dragged out.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see now that the internal process settled in my favor,
Oh, that's
restoring me.
great. That's
So we
great.
will
Now, what
see.
happens to the 33rd?
Sadly enough, I see him in some snippets in the public eye right now.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to go back and do anything for him, but I would hope that people would see your show
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
actually understand as voters that that's not the type of person you want to vote back in. I know
Mm-mm.
he attempted to become a board of supervisor member because those were people he talked really ugly about throughout his time in the seat. And so he was not successful, but heaven forbid someone like that would take any office ever again. I do know that they have a do not hire that they put on him, and it became public knowledge.
Okay.
So we will see, because hiring and electing, two different things, depending on what the voters are doing. But I think the voters should vote smarter
Yeah,
on this go
absolutely.
around.
That's
Mhm.
been a long fight for you. What did you
Absolutely.
do to keep yourself, because you were still working too at the time, right? And you had to walk through that, matriculate through all of it, and keep your head up. And while they were shifting you around, what kept you resilient?
Well, I'm trying not to get choked up. You coined that perfectly in the way you described it.
Yeah.
Bible,
Okay.
my journaling. So I tend to journal, and whatever the words are that pop in my head, I look up scripture to go with that word. So if it's
Okay.
pain, if it's grief, if it's sorrow, whatever it is that I'm feeling in the moment, and then I pray those prayers according to scripture.
Ah,
In more recent times, my journaling how I made it through
mhm.
turned into my book, The Betrayal and the Badge.
Okay.
And that's how I got the first stage of all of that out. And my next one is Spilling the LT. So I've been writing, and that's a four
Oh,
book series. And I am writing to get it all out. But quite honestly, the resilience piece is mad resilience. So what does the MAD look like? It's MADD.
mm-hmm.
The M stands for mentally resilient.
Mentally
Your
resilient.
thoughts and
Okay.
what you think about are huge. Actively
Mm,
resilient. Get moving, do something. I don't care if it's walking somewhere. I don't care if it's just taking yourself, shifting you out of whatever is causing you to ruminate. Move, do something different. Demonstratively resilient. And I know active and demonstratively sound similar, but you're demonstrating, like my kids.
mhm.
What do I look like to them if I'm walking around in a house dress depressed?
Okay.
I may internally feel that. And at times when my bedroom door is closed, I can be in that space. But
Sure.
at some point that door's got to swing open, right?
Absolutely.
And what's standing on the other side? My children needed to see me in a good light. So I had to demonstrate that. And then
Mm,
finally, we don't document enough.
true.
I documented everything. And that started from those younger years, hearing things like what I heard from the former sheriff.
Okay.
That fueled me and it gave me wings, because a lot of times we get angry, Dr. Pastor. We
Mm,
get angry and we act.
yes.
Me, I will wait it out. I will let you say what you're going to say because it's words. Don't
True.
touch me now. Don't put hands on me. We're not doing that.
Right.
But I will wait and I will let you hang yourself. And I
Wow.
think in this, with me having documents, I'm screaming, hey, excuse me, for current sheriff, can you help me? Current
Mhm.
executives, hey, listen, this is wrong. You could go ahead and fix this. And
Wait,
no one
not
listened.
no one. Wow.
And I had everyone telling me, just retire, just, girl, your piece is better than everything else. I get it. But we'll never have change if everybody gives in and just goes and retires and you never have peace.
That's
We don't
right.
have peace anyway.
Mm-mm. Not
Somebody got to go through the door,
somebody.
someone. So
Mhm.
with that, my resilience is what got me through. And honestly, when I said from the beginning, I'm a child of God.
Yeah.
If I did not have him, I don't know, Dr. Pastor, I might be
Mhm.
wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Right. Right.
I'm just
Because
saying,
he came after you like not one time, a couple times, you know, and your
constant.
partner, like, wow, I'm
Yes.
upset.
Yes, and no one would blame me for walking away because, hey, let me just go and be peaceful. And I have been. I've been
Yeah,
able to forgive them, which was a huge, to say it and openly, verbally say, I do. I forgive them because, like Christ said on the cross, they know not what they do. They didn't
absolutely.
even bother to realize or to check to see all of the documentation that I had that could have stopped all of this.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, listen, everybody, if you're tuning in to Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon. And listen, we have just heard an amazing story, a life true story from CeeCee Strong. 30 years in the law enforcement. And how do you deal with someone who is your sheriff, the 33rd, all right, over the county, and he's coming after you? Oh boy, oh boy. But guess what? She did it, and she tackled it with ease. We want to take a break right here. We're going to come back. Time is fleeting so quickly, so fast. But I want to encourage you to, for August the 30th, August 30th, 2025 is the Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions. This is why we do it, to pray for leaders, to pray for business owners, to pray for entrepreneurs. We understand what they got to fight, and somebody's got to pray for their success. Somebody's got to cover them. If you're a speaker who's been through something, right? You've overcome it. You're not bitter. You have resilience, like you heard CeeCee Strong talk about, MAD. All right, go on and get that acronym and work it out. You want to go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. Listen, we're looking for 5 more speakers. That's it, because we've already filling up. But we got room for 5 more speakers. If that's you, you want to sign up today. There's several different packages you can sign up for, but if you got what it takes, you want to tell your story, you want to inspire someone, because guess what? Somebody else might be just going through what you've been through, and they might be ready to throw in the towel, but you can help them. Go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. Also, I want to encourage you to get my book, Live Generously. You know that's what we do. Leaders Live Generously Academy, that's what we do. We want to encourage you to lead, to love, and to give. You want to get that book. Get it today. Listen, if you do not have this book, Live Generously, you need it. We are debunking old systems, right? Old paradigms, and causing a new shift for leaders so that they can lead. We want you to lead out. Listen, the president we have now, he's not leading out. We need good leaders that'll lead out, but then we need you to love. You got to love people. And then we want you to love and give. All right. Give generously. Get the book today. Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, part of the world. This is Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon Sr. I want to talk to you today about connecting, joining a community of prophets, Kingdom Prophets USA, under the direction of yours truly, Dr. Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. You might say, why do I want to connect with Kingdom Prophets USA? Well, number one, experience, expertise, and leadership. You can have experienced leadership, and many people that are called into leadership need to be trained with leadership skills. Many people know how to be a boss. Many people know how to be a overseer, supervisor, just tell you what to do, how to do it. But do people know how to do it from a proven track record with over 30 plus years in leadership, training, raising up supervisors, vice presidents, managers, as well as prophets? We now raise up the prophets. Let me tell you something else. We have comprehensive training. You will find yourself growing spiritually at a phenomenal rate. Also, we have practical application. We also have real live training, interaction. You're going to get to practice your gift. You're going to need to understand your gift. In Kingdom Prophets USA, also connected to a larger body of prophets, company of prophets worldwide. Listen, you don't want to be in today's time in isolation. Isolation is the new death. You want to be in community. Do you know that the Bible says that 2 is better than 1? And a 3-fold cord is not easily broken. So I want you to know that when you join up with Kingdom Prophets USA, you have community support. You have people that's praying for you, people who are encouraging you, people, when you come into the classroom, man, it's going to be exciting. You can tell your testimony, and guess what? They're happy with you because they want to see you successful as bad as you want to be successful. So why don't you connect with us? Kingdom Prophets USA. Go to the website, thevictorychurchint.org, all right? Or why don't you text WWA to the phone number 54244 and tell them you're interested in the prophetic, the Kingdom Prophets USA. I would love to have you in the class so that you can perfect your gift and start prophesying all over the kingdom of God. And you know what we'll tell you? That's the power of prophecy. Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon signing out. Hope to see you at Kingdom Prophets USA.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere. Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
Well, all right, CeeCee Strong, we are back in action. Time has went so fast. I'm telling you, it's amazing. But I've got one more question for you. You know, what inspired your transition then from public service now into entrepreneurship, coaching, even speaking on stages? What inspired you?
I think it's just part of who I am. And I knew that chapter was closing, but there's so much more left in me to give. And when I say, what good am I to have come through that if I can't go back with buckets of water to bring others out?
I love it. I love it.
So it was sparking me to finish my degree, to go and get it, to open a clothing line. I was like, oh, and then I want to do something else. And then I want to do something else. So it was probably steeped in me wanting to stay busy.
Well, you're doing that and you're doing it well. Tell people how to get in touch with you. What's your social media contact information? And how do they get your book?
So, if you are interested in learning more about CeeCee Strong, my journey, and all that is connected with me, go to www.ceestrong, and it's CeeCee Strong.com. You can find me on all major social media channels, and you can also get my book or any of the cool gear like my clothing line, the World University of Jesus Christ, where Christ is the MVP on campus.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, listen, we are so excited about your story. It's so inspiring. It's like amazing that it's a modern day David and Goliath. But the good news is, David knocked out Goliath, cut his head off, and you are doing the same thing. And that's why your last name is Strong, because you had to be strong. You had to show up in your resilience, and you had to be demonstrative, and so that you don't quit, cave in, or back up, shut up, and just walk away like nothing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being that leader, not only for others, but especially for women and women of color. And then, of course, I want to encourage you to get her book, follow her. Amen. And then, of course, you too might want to consider being a speaker at the Prayer Breakfast of Champions in Detroit, Michigan. August 30th, Miss CeeCee. Think about it. All right. But listen, we are so excited for you. And listen, everybody, I hope you enjoyed. Again, we always bring you the best. We bring you those stories that'll keep you on the edge. And CeeCee did not disappoint. She let you know what it was. She's very clear. She wasn't scared, wasn't afraid. She let you know, okay, you can win. Yes, you can. You can overcome. Yes, you can. We know what we're fighting with. We know what we're battling with, even out here in these systems. But as she said, she had to be better. She had to be smarter, and she had to do it 5 times better. And she did that, and she did it well. And guess what? Even married her partner. What? That's a story for another time. You know we got to have her back. You want to hear her. You want to hear that story. I know y'all do. I know y'all like, bring her man. I want to hear about this here. Okay. How she get her man? Well, you just gonna have to wait. All right. But get her gear for right now and go and do what you do. And listen, everybody, don't forget to sow the seed to help Leading from the Future. Several different ways you can give to help support this broadcast. You know, we put it on Roku TV, Apple TV. Y'all know that Hulu. You do know we stream it all over those places. So guess what? Help us support it. All right. Just sow a seed today. You can do Cash App or the Victory Church app. All right. And then here's the deal. You will help inspire somebody else with these stories. They're riveting. I'm telling you, they're exciting. I'll get pumped up, fired up, and ready to go smack a bear and kick a lion. Yes, I do. All right. But I ain't doing it tonight. But you heard the story. Let that inspire you to go do it. All right. Get up off the couch and go do it and be strong. And as we always say, no doubt you were born for a purpose. Find your purpose. All right. So that you can live your life. That's what we want you to do. Please go join Leaders Live Generously Academy. All right. Go do it today.com. We want you to join the community. We have a community that is growing, that leaders who lead, who love, and give. Because if you do not work on the next person, we want you to learn, we want you to earn, but then, as you heard CeeCee, come on back in return and tell somebody else, share with somebody else. That's generosity. That's giving. All right. Because you care for the next young person or the next person to go to the next level in Jesus' name. We love you. We appreciate you. We value you. All right. Until next time, you know what I like to say? I'll meet you at the top. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we invite you to support us by contributing. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. Or $ The Victory Church, INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.